All right, next up in our final class of today is our 100cc senior class presented by OPI Builders. This class never disappoints. There's always great racing action. Even in the heat races today, there was great racing action between our leaders. Your pole sitter, Chase Hand, cart number 927. Off pole, cart 919, Eddie Shimon. Row 2, Roman Madrigal. And then followed by Christopher Martin. Row 3, Michael Mishoff. And Ridgely Welch. And speaking of our front row, we have Eddie Shimon we caught up with yesterday in an interview. We were talking to Eddie about some of his drivers he has an eye on this weekend, and also some areas on the track where he feels he might have a slight advantage. So let's tune into that quick interview we took with Eddie yesterday.
The competition's pretty fierce out here. We got Joey Hand, Roman Magical, Sandoval, and Chris Martin, so I think it'll be a good battle tomorrow. I would say my strongest points are in the hairpins, going through Monaco and Kramer, and especially that right-left coming back into Laguna. I would say I'm pretty strong through there.
What do you got to do to win tomorrow?
Give it my all and try to be better than everyone else tomorrow.
So that was Eddie. Currently he is off pole. They are coming down the straightaway for the start of this 100cc senior class. So our pole sitter, Chase Hand, is going into turn 1. Looks like Eddie Shimon goes around the outside. So Chase Hand is in second. Roman Madrigal drops into third. Christopher Nugget Martin is in fourth. So we had a nice clean start from all of our drivers in the 100cc class, brought to you by OPI Builders. So we're going to try to pick up the racing action here for the lead between Eddie Shimon, Chase Hand, and Roman Madrigal. So in our little interview that we did with Eddie Shimon yesterday, he had mentioned Joey Hand as his competitor, but he meant his son, Chase Hand. So here we are, final race of the weekend, 100cc action. So we're just gonna follow our leaders around for the first couple of laps. Looks like everywhere else on the track, there's still racing going on. And then further back in the field, about 8th place, we have a couple of carts passing for position. You can see them in the background there on the broadcast. Race leader Eddie Shimon on the GFC brings them around. So your current running order: Eddie Shimon, Chase Hand, Roman Madrigal, Christopher Martin, and Michael Mishoff rounds out your top 5. So a lot of our drivers are looking like it's single file right now. There's a pass further back in the field. Chase Hand is looking over his shoulder. We have to give a shout out to Roman Madrigal. He's had a very good past couple of races here at ROK Sonoma. He's found himself battling for the lead over the last couple of races. Earlier part of the year, it was the Eddie Shimon show. Some competition has stepped up to the plate. Right now we have Chase Hand running in second, Roman Madrigal running in third, Christopher Martin running in fourth. And 5th is Michael Mishoff. And once again, this class is brought to you by OPI Builders. Keep an eye on the cart number 902 of Ryan Persing. He's working his way through the field. But it looks like the top 5 are breaking away from the field. So once again, this is 100cc senior racing action. Single speed, air-cooled engines. And it looks like our top 7 drivers are all on the Vortex VLR package. Looks like the first IAME product is in 8th. But over the past few years of doing the live stream here at ROK Sonoma, this 100cc class has given us great footage. And it doesn't look like they're going to disappoint today. Currently in the lead is Eddie Shimon, followed by Chase Hand, Roman Madrigal, Christopher Martin, and Michael Mishoff. So we'll take a look at some of the lap times here. It looks like our fast lap is Michael Mishoff. Looks like Michael Mishoff may have our fast lap of this race. So right now there is racing action further back in the field, but our top 5 are running nose to tail. Once again, this is 100cc racing action here at ROK Sonoma. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube on the ROK Sonoma channels. Like and subscribe so you're notified of all the live events. Share it with your friends and family. You can even go home and relive your own race. So it looks like further back in the field we have a loose bumper. Further back in the field is a loose bumper. We'll see if we can get a number on them in a moment. But back to the front, we have our race leaders, Eddie Shimon, followed by Chase Hand, Roman Madrigal, Christopher Martin, and Michael Mishoff. And it looks like our loose bumper is Ridgely Welsh. In the heat races, he was running in the top 5. So right now our top 5 are just running nose to tail. They're just pacing each other. We have a slight headwind going down the straightaway. So this class, things can change pretty quick. You just never know. So our drivers are going down the tic-tac-toe. Further back in the field, it looks like the drivers are kind of spaced themselves out. It looks like Eddie Shimon is starting to pull away just a little bit. So Eddie Shimon and Eddie Shimon goes purple on that last lap, and visually he's pulling away on the track. So let's see if some of the other drivers start to get a little anxious. So we'll see if the other drivers start to get a little anxious as Eddie starts to pull away a little bit. So Eddie Shimon is stretching it out. He's going to have 6 laps to go, but he's stretching out his lead. So the top 4 drivers are ducking, trying to catch the guy in front of them. But Chase Hand, Roman Madrigal, Christopher Martin, and Michael Mischoff are nose to tail. Shimon gives a little glance over his shoulder. Elsewhere in the field, things have spread out quite a bit. And once again, this is our 100cc senior class. We're at ROK Sonoma, and this is brought to you by OPI Builders. So let's see if Christopher Martin has a run right now coming up the hill on Roman Madrigal. After the first opening laps, this class has settled down quite a bit. Martin looks over his shoulder to see where Mischoff is. So let's see if he's going to attempt a pass on Roman Madrigal, because it looks like he's about the one cart in that lead pack that has a little bit of momentum. The drivers are going through tic-tac-toe. So right there is Roman Madrigal. Right behind him is Christopher Martin. They are chasing Chase Hand. Right there, that black and white lead cart, the GFC of Eddie Shimon. So right now, this is the race. The race is for second. Every once in a while we grab a glimpse in the background. Let's see how Martin looks going through tic-tac-toe. Looks like Martin had a good run going through tic-tac-toe. Chase Hand shot out of tic-tac-toe pretty well. So this is going to get a little interesting. Eddie Shimon's coming upon a lapper. So let's see how this is going to play out for this lead pack. Here comes Eddie Shimon on a lapper. Looks like that is Michael Wahib. So Michael pulls over. Shimon's able to get by without incident. Let's see where he goes now. So Michael pulls over to the inside. It looks like the lead pack is able to make it through. It didn't appear that affected the race at all. So coming around, we're going to have 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go as they come around. So Eddie just needs to hang on for the 1 more lap for the race win. So the drivers are going to see the white flag. Let's see how testy they're going to get. So this is an interesting strategy here. Chase Hand is not in the points. Roman, Christopher, and Eddie Shimon are all in the points. So Roman may be happy with a 3rd place finish because of the point situation, but I'm just speculating as the laps wind down. But right now your leader is Eddie Shimon looking over his shoulder. Yes, Mr. Shimon, you have a lead. So we're going to follow Eddie around for the last couple of corners. And your race winner, Eddie Shimon, followed by Chase Hand, Roman Madrigal, Christopher Martin, Michael Mischoff. Oh, and contact is made. Cart number 902, Ryan Persing, made contact with the cart in front of him. All day long, we haven't had any incidents in that corner till the last race, last lap, last class. But that wraps up our race day here at ROK Sonoma, race number 7. Thank you everyone for being out here. As soon as we have official results, we will do a podium presentation. Again, the 100cc class is brought to you by OPI Builders.